Oh, happy day. Look what I've got to contend with. I have a buck in the front yard. It's been about 2 weeks since the wind blew that barn into the woods. I haven't fixed it yet. It's actually Christmas Day. This guy figured out that he can get out when the fence was down. And so even though I put the fence back up, he's just jumping it. So he will jump a 4-foot fence. We're gonna try to make that fence hot at the top right now just to keep him in for a bit. And this week I'm gonna have to buy some more materials to temporarily raise the level of that fence while we build another area to put the bucks in, because this ain't working. You are trouble. You are nothing but trouble. Constantly. He's a good looking buck, great genetics, but he's too athletic. He can jump that fence. I'm gonna have to come up with a way to contain him. He's gonna find ways to beat that, but it's gonna be a bit of a challenge trying to get this straightened out. He's also a little too comfortable in my bubble, you know? The other one has a nice bubble. He doesn't really want to be touched. This guy, not only does he want to be touched, he wants to come right up to you and do that whole, that thing where he's like spitting snot on you. It's really creepy. He's pretty good at doing his job as far as dealing with the girls, but the problem is he wants to do it all the time, and he wants to jump the fence and get into the area where the little ones are. And if that happens, well, then we have some other problems. I also can't have him just running around here all over the mountain, because he can get into some of the mountain laurel. He may have eaten some this morning. Hopefully not, because it'll kill him. And that would be a very expensive dead goat. So I'm trying to get over here and put some lines around the top to get a hot wire going across it to make them respect the fence a little bit more. And we will see how that works out. And as soon as I finish with that, my other task for today is to start pulling the stuff out of the woods so that we can take whatever material we can salvage and rebuild their shed. What they've got right now is just an A-frame. They've been rocking that for about 2 weeks. At least he's following me. He's probably thinking I'm gonna give him some more grain, because that's how I got him in here last time, but he just hops right over the fence. This is nothing to him. So now that I've opened up the little gate and it's not gonna pop him, he wants back in. Go on, go back in. Thank you. Move along. Excellent. You'll notice he's also the smaller one, which might be why he's able to do that jump. Lucky has not tried it. He's probably physically capable too, and hopefully he won't try it. The downside, there's a lot of downsides. The first downside is that I don't have the materials I need to build this fence up higher. I need some 8 or 10 foot T-posts that I'm gonna drive in. It's gonna look really ramshackle, but we're gonna have to redo the fencing all around here in order for this to work. It worked for a year. Unfortunately, this field fence just isn't getting it done. They don't respect the fence. Since I don't have enough, and it's Christmas and nobody's open, I'm gonna do it on every other one just to try and stretch it out. They're buddies, and goats don't do well if they don't have 2 goats at least. They're not solitary creatures. I've considered that maybe we need to get rid of Zoolander since he likes to jump. That means we got to find some other animal to put over there to replace him, probably a gelding. I could probably sell Zoolander. He's got excellent lineage, but I'd really rather solve the problem, because just because you get rid of one jumping goat doesn't mean another one's not going to start jumping. So it's a problem that I've got, and it's a problem I need to fix. This fence is actually pretty good. It's only 4 feet, but it works out pretty good. He doesn't try to jump that one, but he does come over to it when he jumps and start hitting it with his paws, trying to tear it down so that the electricity doesn't stop him from being able to go through it. So anything you put him behind is going to have to be stout, and quite frankly, I'm just not impressed with the way field fence holds them back. So I'm thinking whatever we do is going to be another fence like this. It's just going to be hot, about this high, about 4 feet high. And then above that, it's just going to be a barrier, because if something jumps and it's airborne and hits it, there's no electricity getting into them because they're not grounded. So you really have to have something set up so they get a good blast of electricity when they hit it. Without that, you're going to have one heck of a stout fence to hold them back. There's always something special going on around here. And this week, she is in heat and he is in love. And it has been nothing but a love fest around here for about 5 days. Which means there's a good chance that we're gonna have puppies in about 2 months. That should be fun. Let's bring this up here like this, and better. It's gonna be better. There we go. What I need to do over here is string up some line that makes them afraid to touch the fence. I mean, it couldn't be any more simple. What I'm doing right here, I am just starting, I've strung it up at the end, and I'm just gonna start running some line all the way around here. I'm gonna have to stabilize some of the fence around here, because when that thing blew through the fence, that fence is wonky now. So I gotta make it so the fence itself doesn't touch this line, or it'll ground it out and it'll lose all its voltage. I've got this one connected right here. This is the definition of a wonky fence. However, it has a hot line going along the top of it. Captain Trouble right there is gonna find out. Lauren is getting ready to turn the fence back on. 10,000 volts. Yeah, that's gonna make an impression. It's good. And we're probably gonna put some other posts up here and run another line about 6 inches higher than that, just as a deterrent. But he keeps going up and touching these lines, and sooner or later he's gonna touch it again, and he's gonna stop touching them. Damn, did that thing hit me, boy? Woo! That's hot.
Yeah, it's on. You told me to turn it on.
I felt that up into my shoulder. Well, as you can see, I'm digging more holes. We're expanding this fence line from there. I'm gonna kind of follow the slope of the road and expand it up. Gonna stretch it out a little bit, take advantage of some of this front yard we've got right here. We're gonna put some more goats in here. And I noticed that I am smashing the grooves of the tractor into the ground and tearing up the grass. So I'd much prefer that I didn't damage the grass, but if I'm going to be doing this, the smart thing to do is spread some seed out so that it gets good compaction with the soil, and come springtime, it'll probably grow. Probably. And I happen to have a bag of fescue seed. I'm gonna go grab it and start scattering some of it around here where I'm gonna be working. Hopefully, I'll get that into the ground. We've already got lime here. Jafana spread some lime. We had a burn pile right here, so you got a lot of natural calcium and potassium that are going to go into the soil. Make the most of it. Try to get this place greened up a little bit. Get some cool weather grass so that next year it'll look even better than it does this year. What are you doing, Ro? Huh? Can't eat grass seeds, sweetheart. You trying to come out, huh? All right, come out for a bit. Come on. What you doing, big man? What you doing, big man? This is still a puppy. Still a puppy. I'm kind of okay if he stops growing. Gotten over 100 pounds. He could easily put on another 20. All right. That's not bad.
See, I told you, it's like a little surprise.
Yep, little surprise every time you put them on. We both have overalls now, and so I haven't had overalls in years. So every time I put them on and come out here, I'm trying to like figure out how the zippers work and the extra pockets and little reach through areas and stuff. So life is full of surprises. One of the many things that are part of a regular routine with livestock is making sure that your food supplies are adequately filled. I shifted gears when I realized that a big storm is on the way for us, and I only had 7 bales of hay left. I reached out to one of the folks who we'd bought from in the past, and he had a first cutting of some winter grasses, fescue and orchard grass. While it's not as nutritionally dense as some of the hay that we've had in the past, it will provide the proteins, sugars, and essential fibrous matter that ruminants need to maintain a healthy digestive system. We've never had to deal with the heavy snow before, and we've definitely never had to do it with babies.
My dad's advice. Don't think twice, I want the luxury life. My beauty can lose it.
You better make a run for it, Hop. Oh, you're throwing down, huh?
I'm just born in a dress, and I know that I'm older, I'm done. I'll do what I want. Space on it, trying to fit in. Counted the days until I meet my future husband. I try to be kind to myself.
Don't get caught in the fight. There you go. Like that. All the love goes right top. Hey, mine. Oh, hey. Get out of here with that. All right. Go. Hello.
Hopper.
Get out of the grain. Come on. The goats are fed, the hay is stacked, and the water has receded in these holes, except for this one is about an inch or two. But I can work with that. I gotta get these poles in here so I can start getting the fence up. Well, there's a little bit of water in there. It's always gonna be something. Not bad. Turned out okay. It'll give us a little bit more area to put the animals into. Now, we're running out of daylight here. I didn't do half the things today that I wanted to do. We got a storm coming, supposedly a foot of snow. Not that big of a deal for us, but neither one of my generators is working. That's a big deal. But we'll overcome that too. I got to go ahead and drop this and get the implements on here in the event that we get more snow than we're expecting. I need to be able to actually plow it, so I got to get a blade on this thing. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Pretty good. It's 4 o'clock. Storm's coming in about 4 hours, so I'm gonna go make sure the diesel tank is full on this thing. We'll see you guys next time. Well, I couldn't even make it out of this video without something else happening. I filled it with diesel, got up here, looked behind me, and I saw a trail. And that trail probably goes all the way back to where I filled up with diesel. And apparently, right here on the top of my tank, somehow I got a split in the tank and I'm leaking diesel. So I've stuffed a pan up underneath there to catch anything that leaks out tonight. If it was easy, everybody would do it. We'll get this. I'll see y'all next time.